Hello everybody, my name is Miles Havis and I'm your host on today's episode of Endangered Species. I'm here with my great colleague, Nyla Hughes. Nyla Hughes, tell me something about yourself.
I am a marine biologist and I specialize in humpback whales.
Marine biologist. You really just get better than this here. So now, can you please tell us some more about these humpback whales? What do they look like?
So they are large mammals with black and gray bodies with white underbellies, and they possess two large dorsal fins.
So that's interesting. You say they have these large dorsal fins and they're just really big creatures, you could say. Okay?
Yeah.
So where would you usually find these and how many of them would you say?
So you can find them in oceans, across the world since their habitat consists of polar and tropical oceans. Right now their population stands at about 18 million, but unfortunately it is rapidly decreasing because of human activities.
So you said there's a lot of these creatures, like roughly 18 million, right? So what's making them endangered? What's causing this?
So the most significant threat is commercial whaling, which means humans are hunting them for their oil, meat, and baleen at a rapid rate, which does endanger their species.
Horrible.
So there also is pollution. Whales have to swim through and ingest oil left behind man-made boats and land-based runoff, which damages their respiratory system, ultimately decreasing their population. So there also is global warming, which affects their migration, distribution, and their ability to reproduce. Global warming is caused by the burning of fossil fuels, which is a human activity.
So now we talk a lot about what endangers these whales, such as global warming and whaling, all these things. But what does that matter? Why should I care about these whales? I mean, they're just whales, right?
No. Whales are a keystone species in our ocean, and they play a key role in maintaining the ecosystem. Through their defecation, whales fertilize microscopic phytoplankton, which all life depends upon. With the absence of whales, krill would eat most of the phytoplankton on the ocean's surface, creating an acceleration in climate change. They absorb tons of carbon throughout their life and deposit it into the ocean when they die. Although many endangered species play a large role in their own environment and ecosystem, none of them have a large impact on the world like humpback whales do. Ultimately, the more whales, the more oxygen, because whales provide the nutrients that phytoplankton need to survive, and phytoplankton provide at least 50% of the oxygen in our atmosphere.
What an impactful species. They take carbon out of the atmosphere first, they keep it in the ocean for centuries even, just for being there. They live for like 50 plus years. I mean, what species can compare? You got rhinoceros that, they kind of just do stuff out in the savannah. You got people who think that goose affect the environment more than whales. I mean, if you really think about it, there's just not many species out there that affects our environment like they do. I mean, I'll tell you a fact that I figured out myself. These whales can contain over 50 tons of carbon by themselves. Just one whale. There's 18 million of them worldwide. So that's tons and tons of carbon. Millions of tons of carbon just pulled from the atmosphere straight to the ocean just from these kind of whales. Anyway, that's all we got time for today. Thank you, Nyla, for joining us on another episode of Endangered Species. See you next time. Big claim whale. Wait, what does he say?
What? Ultimately,
About what endangers these whales.
why are you? So through their defecation, whales flirt.
You have to say it.